sure what happened, but Prism decided to freeze everything up. So hopefully American Girl, Kent, and Dharma, you're able to come back. We just got out of Elysburg, going down another big hill.
Not too bad on this side. It's interesting how some sides go down more than others.
Yeah. Look at that beautiful contrast with the clouds and the fields and the mountains.
Yeah, I think this is a very scenic stretch.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's an officer in there.
yeah, I'm looking for somebody speeding. I love that.
Yeah. As we were talking about before the stream froze, as we were talking about how, Americans have kind of gotten complacent, like not involved in politics and in general with the government, kind of just lived our lives. We gotta get people involved, running for office.
But I think we actually got 2 people on our school board that were pretty good choices this last time.
Yeah, we did. One was a writing candidate, which was awesome. We beat both the incumbents.
And another long climb up. I feel like I'm coming home from a Saturday at Knoebels.
Minus the roller coasters. Though I feel pretty tired.
Usually you would. You'll be pretty beat after a day at Knoebels. Nice to get home before dark, but I don't think that's happening.
No, I don't think it is.
Unless we can take off into the air up at the next hill.
It didn't help the event started over an hour late.
Yeah, we were one of the last people out of there, though.
Well, it took a while to pack everything up. Now, admittedly, we did talk to a lot of people at the end, too, so.
Which was nice.
Which was nice, but it also prevented me from backing up. So it took longer. But it was great. It was great meeting new people and talking about different things.
trying to remember.
We hit it right outside Danville.
Yeah, it didn't last too long though, did it?
No.
Yeah, it was after going to the nature preserve.
Yeah, the Monterey Preserve.
Got a stoplight at the bottom of this hill.
Oh, it says I love you, Tracy.
I saw that before.
I didn't see that before. I'm kind of bummed we had to restart the stream because now we lost our chatting buddies.
Oh well. Well, maybe tonight there won't be as much traffic. I was surprised how much there was in the morning.
Yeah, well, I guess I wasn't too surprised. Only because it's kind of one of the last weekends of summer. You know, with schools and stuff kicking off.
I think most schools around here are back in session, aren't they?
I know.
Yeah.
But people still tend to. I remember when I was in school, people still tended to go out and do stuff on August weekends, even though they had to go back to school.
I remember when they slowly snuck that in to start school before Labor Day. I think they started it on in a year where Labor Day came late. It started like the Thursday, Friday before, and it just crept until it became a whole week.
Yeah. I think it was always before Labor Day when we went to school.
No, it was when you guys were younger, in
Oh, really?
elementary school. Yeah.
I guess I just don't remember.
Yeah, for me it was always after Labor Day. Sometimes it wasn't even right after Labor Day, it was Wednesday. Maybe I don't remember that correctly, but it certainly wasn't before. I do remember having family picnics, and one family with kids, they packed up kind of early because of the next day being a school day.
Makes sense.
We'd end up having 3 day.
An ATV.
Yeah, 3 days in a row family picnic.
That's a really long family picnic.
Yeah, people come out.
3 days.
You know, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That was always good. But Monday.
I can imagine a 3-day picnic though. A lot of food. I guess if you have a large.
Everybody chipped in for some, you know. It wasn't anything fancy for the most part. The picnics generally didn't get started.
There's a baseball game going on here.
Yeah.
Or something. Some kind of event.
My parents and the aunts and the uncles, when they were younger, they'd go to the Jersey Shore for the day, go to the beach. I think a bunch of them used to like to go golfing too. I think that was something they did for a while. So they did a lot of getting together. We always hosted New Year's Eve parties.
Those had to be quite rowdy.
No, not really.
No?
It tended to be more crowded than, say, a typical Saturday night. A lot of times people came over for Saturday night. There was always a card game going on at the kitchen table.
That's why I assumed it would be rowdy.
Well, it would get loud, actually.
You said that they really got into their cards.
Well, they'd get into other things while they were playing cards.
Yeah. Debates.
Yeah, sometimes very heated debates. Generally not much in terms of politics. It was more debating something that happened 20 years ago, or arguing about such and such a place was on this street. No, it was on that street.
It's their turn, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It always sneaks up on me.
Yeah, I stay on 901 instead of Route 54. Not sure what that was.
I think it might have been something in his trunk, actually.
Maybe. This fell, I don't know. Just something loose, maybe.
I don't know. Might have been the breadboard.
Yeah, that is in the trunk. Yeah, we're gonna go down 11% grade, 1 mile.
Yeah, this is a rough one. This is a bumpy road, too.
11 miles to Minersville. To Schuylkill Haven. That's the direction we're going. Oh yeah?
Yeah. People want the stream links on the stream channels on one side and the donation stuff on the other. Which is a brilliant idea. I just didn't think about doing it for this event. When I made my donation container early this morning, I wasn't expecting it to go on a walk. It went on a walk because Kathy was walking around with it, and people were like, "Oh, what's the channel names and stuff?" So I hand wrote that on with a pen, and people are taking pictures of that to find the channels. Someone suggested, "Oh, a business card would be a perfect option. Print on both sides."
Hopefully they can use Rumble.
Yeah.
You can put the entire thing up on Rumble.
That's the plan. Just to get the, I think was there 3 breaks? I think there was 3 breaks. So that means we have 3 sections that we have to piece together and then upload it. And then it'll be shareable. Hurts a little less now with some food. It was a long time to go without really much food. We ate at 7 in the morning and then had a little bit of ice cream, which was delicious. I had a few crackers and just liquid to stay hydrated, so. Shout out to Soup Mama for bringing us water.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
It was good to see her.
Yeah, she's on her way to New York to cover something tomorrow. I forget which event she's going to.
She's got a lot of stuff going on in September.
Yeah, very busy with the kitchen. That's awesome that she's got brochures now. I'll have to definitely share those around.
that's right. When we get out of Minersville,
Yeah.
it's still technically it's 901 through there.
Okay. That's what I thought.
It makes a turn,
I
yeah.
wasn't 100% sure.
I think if you don't turn, that takes you into Pottsville.
Okay. I was thinking of getting out to stretch there at that Sheets.
That's at the second turn.
Okay.
That's we run with Route 209 for a little bit, and then 901 splits off.
Obviously, you can tell my brain's fried. I should know this. We just did this on Monday. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a long day. Definitely a good event.
Oh, it was absolutely amazing. I honestly, I am so glad we didn't go to our picnic for our one organization we're part of, the Tea Party. Like, this
Well, that
knock
was-
your socks off.
Was that today?
Yeah. The big pig roast
Oh,
was today. As much as it would have been cool to be with some of our friends there, this was just a whole new level. I know I jokingly say, like, I got a few best days of my life. You know, going to see, you know, Dr. McCullough, Brian Artis, Steve Kirsch, and Attorney Tom Wren speak, and then seeing Malone speak in person. Well, I have to say today is up there.
really?
Yeah, with one of the best days. Running in the convoy, the People's Convoy, that was amazing. Yeah, I know it didn't accomplish anything, but still, just to feel that unity of America, you know, Americans standing together was just inspiring. You know? You're gonna have to pull over and do a phone call.
What's that?
Work. So, let me mute the stream. Sorry guys, we gotta do a phone call. there, so
Had to deal with a work issue.
yeah, so you could respond. Just figured it'd be easier to pull over than try to have me try to type a response.
Yeah, I got the windshield so cold sitting there that it's just condensing like crazy.
Yeah. Automatic fog maker you got, right? I guess you can make it warmer. Or turn off the dash for a while.
I did. I turned it off for a little bit.
Hope everybody's having a good evening.
At least this isn't Gulf Coast humidity. The whole windshield would be fogged up
Very true.
and full of bugs.
Yeah, splatter city. You know, I think that's one thing I noticed with the dryness we've had the last month and a half or 2 months is a lot less bugs.
Except for the flies. For some reason, the flies are just having a party.
Well, those I think we're getting from our local dairy farmer.
Guess he had a
Fly explosion, I would guess, from the...
he had a good hatch.
Yeah. Now entered the realm of headlights.
Yeah, lost some daylight there.
Yeah, the guy behind us has got really blue lights. Blinding.
Got your blue filter glasses on?
Not at the moment. I think I will dig them out of my backpack though. Gotta keep an eye out for deer too.
Yeah.
Definitely get very active around this time. I was really impressed with the stage setup today. When he said that there was going to be a stage, it was a lot bigger than I was thinking. I don't know what I expected, but I wasn't expecting one so decked out, patriotic, and just awesome. Really awesome. They did a
Yeah, it looked
great
good.
job. Thanks for taking some photos of the stage with the speakers.
Yeah, I probably should have taken a few more.
Yeah.
I guess you could always do a screen capture from one of the streams.
Yeah.
Primrose. Where there's a sharp turn at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, really sharp one.
Yeah, this kind of fools you if you don't know it's coming.
Especially in the dark. I remember the first time we rode on it in the dark.
Yeah.
That I can actually remember not, being asleep coming home from Knoebels. I was like, whoa. It really sneaks up on you.
Yeah, you'd be good and tired after a day at the park.
Yeah, I never made it home. I always was conked out before we got home. I don't know how long I lasted, but I was definitely asleep before we got home. I kind of feel that way today. Just, pull out my pillow and I could just nod off probably.
Yeah, nap would have been good.
But it is kind of warm out still, so it's kind of not too pleasant at the moment. Though I am very grateful we were inside, because would have gotten sunburned so bad being outside for 6 hours.
Almost into Minersville.
I miss the good old days of summer band. Remember when I used to do that?
Oh yeah.
I just saw a band shell back there, which just brought back memories of doing our performances in the park. That was
Yeah, I
always
remember that.
cool.
That was neat.
The acoustics of the band shell too was always very cool. It's much different than being in just like a auditorium in your school or gymnasium, you know. Why is he blinking? Did he just hit a deer?
I couldn't tell. Unless he's picking up that bucket.
I don't know. It looked like a bag of trash on his shoulder, so I don't know.
What did it look like?
A bag of trash.
Oh. That's what I mistook for a bucket.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. The borough of Minersville.
It's a burrow.
The steeple up here reminds me of Aladdin. The blue steeple.
Boroughs have mayors.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting that, you know, our mailing zip code versus like the borough of the town. You know,
Yeah.
like those that are in the zip code can't necessarily vote for the mayor. You know? It's because of the way that the rural area is.
Zip code boundaries and municipal boundaries aren't necessarily
the
the
same.
same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in a small place.
I like this church, which is actually a bank.
This one
but-
right here on the left.
Yeah, just like the architecture. It's just the stonework is pretty. There's also a house. I forget which traffic light it is, but it has like a wraparound porch, and then it's got kind of like its own little.
Yeah, it's coming up here a few blocks down.
Yeah, it's got like a steeple kind of corner room. I'm sure there's some other name for it, but
Mississippi. Is that Mississippi plate?
I can't read it. Town is popping.
Saturday night.
Yeah, here's the house on the left. I don't know what you call that. It's kind of like a rotunda, kind of. You know? You see it on the left?
Yeah. The tower.
Yeah.
Can't quite see all of it on the stream. It's right on the very left.
You could see it when you rolled up to the light. But it's neat. I did find one of the interesting questions when they asked for anybody under 30 to stand up. That was very interesting. How many people were under 30 in the room, and there was only like 10 of us that stood up.
Yeah. Young people are scarce at these things. You're all getting indoctrinated in your schools. said.
Yeah.
So that's confirmation.
I don't know. That's what he wrote.
I forwarded him an IP address. It didn't make sense to me. I
He
wanted
wrote IPv6. I don't know what that means.
It's a newer IP address format. It's actually the first time I've encountered one that I've had to use it.
Speaking of, he wrote back to you, says, thanks. C is addressing the immediate problem, so crisis averted.
Yeah, I had seen that.
Okay. Do you want me to write anything to him? I guess you can do it when I get out of the car.
No. I gotta figure out how to put an IP6 version 6 address in a firewall. So apparently, it's a networking question.
That sounds like fun.
It might be straightforward. I just haven't done it before.
There's the choo-choo caboose. Ice cream caboose. Cones, sundaes, and I don't know what the other thing said. Minersville has got some major blown out roads.
Yeah, this stretch isn't so good. Looks like they've tried doing some patching though.
Yeah. Here's Route 209.
Yeah, the southern end of 209 ends at the Susquehanna River. I know, it goes all the way into New York State. I know we've taken 209 coming home from places like Albany.
Yeah, I remember that.
Remember, the moon was guiding us home that one night. Because the road runs kind of southwesterly, and the moon was in the southwest.
Mm-hmm.
But he set before we got home.
It was a long night.
Yeah.
The game went pretty late, so the tailgate and everything.
The moon tried to stay up for us, but he had to go to bed.
Yeah. I'm gonna get out and stretch here.
Sounds good. I wouldn't mind getting out too. Are you going in?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in.
You want me to
But you
park
can park
close?
park where you want. I
Park at the
guess.
end here?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna put my shoes back on because I took them off. Gonna stretch the legs, guys. We shall be back in a few minutes. Don't eat all the snacks in the cupboard while we're gone.
I'll get out for a couple minutes myself.
Yeah, good idea.
Well, that was good to get a stretch. Looks like it's going to be a clear night here. Saw a couple stars. Sky's not real dark yet. Saw 2 of the 3 stars in the summer triangle. I saw Vega and Altair, but I didn't see Deneb. Did you look up, see any stars?
One right above me.
Vega.
I'm guessing. I just made an officer's night.
You did?
I thanked him for his service.
Oh.
He wasn't expecting it.
Oh.
He was really shocked. He was picking out some snacks. Speaking of snacks, did you guys raid the snack drawer?
No, we didn't touch them.
It's okay if you guys did. I did bring licorice if you wanted some. I did eat the cupcakes.
Well, that
though.
is tempting.
I did eat the cupcakes. They were kind of melted.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were. I noticed that earlier.
I should have put them in the ice bag, and I didn't. I'm like, oops.
I didn't even realize you brought a couple of ice packs.
I did. I brought a whole bag, but unfortunately, a lot of them melted.
The car was getting a bit toasty.
Yeah, I should have brought them in right away. I wasn't thinking. So, just watch out for this guy. He's got his backup. Okay, he just turned him off. Never mind. He had his backup lights on, and then he just shut off. So, go figure. This guy's coming in. It's for Saturday night, folks. Saturday night out in the boonies.
I never thought of this as the boonies.
Well, it's not really the boonies, I guess, but some people would say it's the boonies compared to cities. Hey, Mary. Yeah, it was a hot day. It got really, really hot. I don't know. I didn't have a thermometer, so I don't know what the temperature was, but inside the arena, they shut the fan circulators off for a while, and then it got really hot. And then they turned it back on at one point, but we are definitely feeling a bit fried.
Yeah.
We're just chatting on the live on the way home, because if anybody wanted to chat about their weekend or ask about how today went. Dragging. I'm dragging. I'm really just starting to drag.
Yeah, well.
I got up at 6:20 this morning, and I am not a morning person.
No, we're not, are we?
Yeah, I know, Mary, right? At least we were out of the sun. I'm very, very thankful and blessed that we, wow, this guy really wants to fly.
Yeah.
Or he's in front of us, then behind us. Yeah, I'm very thankful that we were inside and not outside, because we'd both be sunburned by now. So.
The equipment doesn't like the heat either.
Yeah. We barely had enough battery packs, though, to make it through. We had to unplug coolers and phones at some point to try to keep everything up and running, because there just wasn't enough power. We didn't expect it to go as long as it did. The event was supposed to start at around 11, and then they pushed it to 11:30, and then I don't think we actually started until more like 12:20.
I don't know, but it was definitely delayed. That was a great event, but it was a long day.
Yeah, so I definitely need to get some more battery banks to charge the gear, because you got to keep the coolers running to keep the hot spots cool and the phones cool. Yeah, it did go great, Mary. I agree. I thought it went really, really good. Yeah, there was over 550 people.
Yeah, I guess somebody had a count.
Yeah, I was speaking to one of the ladies from We Are Columbia County, and she said that on her side of check-in, they had 550 people, and then the other side was the credit card check-in, and she doesn't know how many they had. So the rough estimate is probably around 700. It looked really, really packed to me when I did the pan of the crowd. Like, it looked like people for as far as you can see.
And when the lady thought it wasn't quite enough to break even, though.
Yeah, that was the one lady in the band. She said she wasn't sure it was going to be enough. So I don't know. She said the porta potties were $1,000, but...
Yeah, I can believe that.
But the thing is it was $10 a person, so the lady I had spoke to with the 550 said that it was $5,500 that she had. So I don't know if there's like speaker fees and stuff like that. Like,
well,
I don't know all that information. So
I would guess so. Cover the cost and maybe an honorarium.
yeah, I would guess there's probably some kind of honorarium. Mary says, "Oh wow, I had planned on going, but then I forgot about it and made promises to my grandkids to take them school shopping, so I started watching the replays." Oh, nice. I did have to unlist the YouTube ones because YouTube's going to flag them, unfortunately. The plan is tomorrow we're going to work on, because we had to stop the stream a few times due to the breaks to try to conserve power. So what my dad and I are going to do is merge the videos into one video and upload it onto Rumble. So I'll make sure I post that on Facebook. So it'll be on my Rumble, Lions for Liberty's Rumble, and then we're also going to work with Sam Faddis of Unite PA to try to get it out to all the people that RSVP to the event. So definitely want to get it out there, spread the word, because the talks were phenomenal. And so many people came up to us thanking us for doing the live streams. I lost count. I shook so many hands today.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It's just unfortunately with the censorship, we're kind of limited as to where we can place it.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. And like you were saying earlier, if we made our own website, you still have to pay for the bandwidth of people watching, so that adds up too. So it's a lot of ongoing costs to do events like this that people don't realize.
Yeah, you might be able to store the video on a server, but they'll charge you for all the bandwidth that's used. Every time somebody watches it, it adds up.
Oh, you heard about me from Soup Mama. Oh, that's cool. Soup Mama's the best. She made sure we didn't dehydrate today. She brought us water. She was awesome.
Yeah, it was good. We had a chance to talk to her for a few minutes then at the end.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to catch up with her. Haven't seen her since probably...
It has been a while.
It's been a month? It's been a while. Yeah, she is really sweet. I agree.
Was it, it might have been when we were in Philadelphia at Independence Mall.
Oh, yeah.
For the,
yeah, July 3rd event.
Yeah, with the People's Movement, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, she spoke there.
And we all hung out afterwards, which was really nice.
Cool. Yeah.
All went somewhere and had some food.
Yeah, that was nice. That was another really hot day.
Oh, that was brutal.
That was hotter than today and was outside. I got sunburned.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
I got actually sun poisoning. It was that bad.
Had to recover from that one.
I kind of forgot my sunscreen in the car, and yeah, let's just say forgetting your sunscreen in the car is not a good idea on July 3rd on a hot sunny day. And I remember we were struggling to keep everything cool too, using an umbrella and trying to keep like even the battery packs from like overheating, and it was rough. But that was also a very good event. I know Soup Mama's headed to New York to go to an event tomorrow, which is awesome. So I hope to watch her live tomorrow when she goes live.
61 on 183. And take 61 the rest of the way.
Mary says the rally today was only about 5 miles from my house, and now Trump will be in how you say it? Wilkes-Barre next month, which is 35 miles from me. Yeah, I heard he is coming to do a rally. I had some friends offer, they're trying to do like a bus to go, but I said no thanks. As much as it'd be cool to go to the rally, I just can't physically deal with the walking, unfortunately. We were lucky enough to be able to go to one Trump rally on Halloween. Yeah, that was a 2019?
2020.
No, 2020.
Right before the election.
Yeah, it was right before the election.
Right before the world got turned upside down.
Well, the world was already kind of getting turned upside down. But
yeah, it's true, but we got flipped over again.
It was really nice because we were able to watch it on Breitbart to see the kind of lay of the land, and then I convinced my dad. I was like, "Come on, Dad, let's just go for it." I was like, "Worst case is we don't see him," because I was like, "Let's just go watch the plane land," because he was coming in on Air Force One. So I got there and got off the highway, and the officer was like, "Are you here to see the president?" It's like, "We would like to." So he directed us to where the parking lot was. We got on a bus. It was the last bus going to the base camp, the airport, and got there and used my scooter and scooted all the way up through security. Secret Service was absolutely amazing. Made sure I didn't fall, which was good. And Trump being Trump, he was late, so we actually got to see him come in.
Yeah, it worked out great.
It was, honestly, it couldn't have worked out any better.
It really did. It was just amazing.
We knew there was no way we would get there early enough to get like a seat or anything.
Yeah.
So I was obviously using my scooter and stuff, so it worked out nice. And then we got to see him take off too, which was cool. So not only did we get to see Air Force One land, we got to see it take off. And then of course spent probably 2 hours in line trying to get out to a bus. But I wouldn't have changed it for anything.
But that was also enjoyable. You got to talk to people on the way out.
Yeah, I remember talking to someone from New Jersey who had a very vulgar bracelet about his governor, and he had a lot to say about what was going on with the thing that was going around. So, and people were really nice. Like they would move to let people go up to the fence to take photos and stuff. So we all got a chance to get photos. So it was neat.
It's what the opposition called a super spreader event.
Yeah. Well, neither one of us got sick. But I had already had it by then, so I had it bad in March of 2020. I don't know how you didn't get it though.
Yeah, it's one of those unknowns.
I'm just glad you didn't get it, but I could have done without all the blood clots though.
Yeah, it's rough that you got it so bad. It was months after that we figured out what it was. We didn't even know.
My Lyme doctor knew. She knew it. She nailed it right on the head. I told myself, it's like, I know I've had bad luck health-wise, but I can't be that unlucky. I mean, it is what it is. I managed to survive it. Not without some lasting issues, unfortunately, but...
No, you got no treatment.
Nope. Honestly, probably being on the doxycycline for the Lyme flare and self-aspirining myself with aspirin and vitamin C probably
couldn't hurt.
Probably saved my life, since tests later showed I had pneumonia. So I don't know if I developed the pneumonia after I was at the hospital or had it then. They claimed they didn't see anything on the CAT scan, so I feel like it probably happened after. Mary says, I just got over it. My son and grandkids had it several times, and I was scared till last week. It wasn't bad. I take a lot of vitamins also. yeah, if you do the preventative protocols, especially with the FLCCC Alliance, you can definitely lessen it or prevent it. I know I've shared those a lot with friends and family, and a lot of people have found them helpful. It also helps that the current version of it isn't as bad right now. I had the really bad one, the original one, which was the one that caused all the micro blood clotting really bad. Like Pierre Corey, one of the founders of the FLCCC Alliance, said he had never seen blood clotting that bad before, ever. So I always tell people, make sure you have a plan if you ever have to go to the hospital. You know, make sure you know what you want or don't want. Have someone go with you, and if necessary, bring your medications with you.
The hospitals still aren't treating it properly, so it's not a good place to end up.
Nope. They're still getting financial incentives to improperly treat, which is sad. Considering we're 2 years plus into this. It draws so many parallels to Lyme disease and those of us that aren't cured in 2 to 4 weeks of antibiotics. I really should write a book. I really should. Mary says, my son had a terrible sore throat and had to go to the ER because he couldn't swallow. He said this version of it comes with the sore throat. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's rather than a deep lung type of infection, it's more of a
throat kind
like
of
the
thing?
head and throat kind of thing.
Interesting. Yeah, for me, I had...
It does vary. I've heard that it could go back the other way. So
I've heard of some people feeling like they've had bronchitis, and it turned out to not be bronchitis. Like, I met someone today that they thought they had bronchitis, and then it turned into pneumonia, and it was that pneumonia.
Yeah.
So it does seem to vary person to person. For me, my symptoms initially were fatigue. I had an upset stomach, and then I was on a Lyme disease flare-up protocol because I wasn't feeling well, and then I just kind of thought it was just a reaction to the antibiotic with the GI upset, and then I started getting shortness of breath. And that's when I reached out to my Lyme doctor. I was like, hey, I'm having shortness of breath. This is kind of freaking me out a little bit. What do you want me to do? She was like, I want you to go get checked out by your doctor. And unfortunately, my doctor couldn't see me, so I went to urgent care. And they're like, we think you have blood clots. We want to ambulance you. I'm like, you're not doing that. I was like, my dad's in the parking lot. It's like, I'll sign whatever you need me to sign. I'm not ambulancing to the hospital. So the guy was right. Definitely had the blood clots. Unfortunately, the hospital, they didn't treat the blood clots. They just sent me home, which was...
I know your primary care physician was furious at what they did, or
I know.
or what they didn't do.
Oh, I know. She said I should have been admitted right on the spot as soon as they were seeing that I had blood clotting issues.
But the reason that you weren't admitted
was because they had a midnight meeting in the hospital, and they were told we have to keep our ERs empty because we're expecting a flood of patients with the you-know-what. And I just was like, wow. Because I was waiting for my CAT scan at that point. And it's like, no wonder they sent the poor kid next to me home. The poor kid next to me was having asthma attacks. And, like, struggling to breathe. Like, I could hear he was struggling to breathe from my room. And they kicked him out. It's just like, wow. So, I'm thankful that they did kick me out in a way. Because the next week, I think it was that Monday, I went in on a Thursday and got home like late Friday morning. That Monday, I think, is when they started putting people on ventilators. Whereas I don't think I would have left the hospital if I was vented. Not with my breathing issues. So, yeah, and my labs were all messed up. I had low platelets, thrombocytopenia, as they call it. My blood pressure was low. My fever had gone down because I had been taking aspirin at home. But it was a mess. I never heard my primary care physician ever curse, let alone on the phone. So she was furious. But even she didn't treat me for blood clots, which...
Well, she did give you, I remember we had to go, you got a test.
I had to go to another hospital to get some more venous tests done.
But they didn't see anything because that doesn't look for those micro blood clots.
It only looks for big blood clots. So since they weren't big blood clots, nothing showed up, which was good and bad. Good, because you don't want big ones, but bad because they couldn't figure out what was wrong. So basically I had to fight it off on my own. My symptoms got better in about, 2.5 weeks. I finally could start to breathe again, and then my legs started to swell. My feet, my legs, my hands. Out of the blue. And unfortunately, that's one of the side effects I still deal with to today. Is the swelling in the hands, the legs, the feet. No, I never took the Unicorn Carol. I had the first wave of it in March of 2020. I had it before the country got shut down for flattening the curve. It was really scary, honestly. I didn't expect to wake up some mornings. I was having heart palpitations, struggling to breathe. The guy, I can't think of his name, the first New York doctor who described it as altitude sickness, where people can't get enough oxygen, like you feel like you're in high altitude.
Is it Dr. Seidel?
Maybe.
Kyle
Seidel, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
He described it as altitude sickness, like the patients are like gasping for air. I've never been to a high altitude, so I don't know what that feels like, but that's kind of what it felt like to me. Like I go up a flight of stairs and I have to sit down, just gasping. Like I have asthma, but it wasn't my asthma that was bothering me. It was like I couldn't do deep breaths or anything. It was like shallow breathing. So it was rough. I have some lung damage from it all, so trying to get that back up, but I don't know if that's fixable. Only time will tell. Unfortunately, it's so hard to get the testing because there's such a backlog with everybody having all their testing canceled the last 2 years that it's booked out really far. And a lot of doctor offices, they're booking out through next year already. And unfortunately, hospitals aren't scheduling tests that far in advance, so you gotta go on a wait list. So, that's fun. So as I tell everybody with Lyme disease, it's best to prevent it if you can. If you can't prevent it, then early treatment. Early treatment saves lives. Definitely don't want to let it go. The other thing I should mention is my vitamin D was really, really low. I found out after the fact. I had some blood work done from my neurologist 2 days before I ended up at the hospital. My vitamin D was around 12 or 13. Normally you want your vitamin D up around 80. So I was really vitamin D deficient, which was considered a big risk factor for how severe it could become if you were vitamin D deficient. There's been some studies that have come out that said that if you have autoimmune thyroid conditions, you're also more susceptible to certain viral infections, and I also have that. So add in having history of Lyme disease, I was definitely a high risk person, despite being young. And I was taking precautions, so it wasn't like I was asking for it. I always, practice good hygiene and hand washing. Take your vitamins and stuff.
Which we found out really didn't do that much.
Yeah.
Worrying about decontaminating surfaces and washing your hands didn't really make a difference.
I'm pretty sure I caught it from physical therapy. Well, it's one of 3 locations. Either I got it at the dentist office when I went for my teeth cleaning. I got it when we met a friend of ours at a diner. Or I got it at physical therapy where an elderly person was coughing their lungs out. I suspect it was the elderly person because nobody else was coughing around me. And it was kind of like one of those elderly coughs where you're wondering if you should call a doctor because it sounds really bad. So.
What was the air circulation like in that place?
Awful. That physical therapy place was small. It had like a above ground pool. You know how pool chemicals are really strong? Like the whole room smelled of pool chemicals.
Definitely prevents spread. It reduces the risk.
Yep. Well, I know we were looking at that for our astronomy club, trying to get better ventilation stuff.
Yeah, our meeting room is pretty bad.
It's an old building.
Even now, I wouldn't recommend going in there and sitting through a meeting.
Yeah. No, admittedly, the building is over 50 years old, but...
And we're really not paranoid about it at this point. It's just, we just know that bad ventilation is...
It's got like a musty smell.
Is a risk. It's a risk for anything respiratory.
Yeah.
It's why those good old outdoor get-togethers are the safest.
Yeah. Good old fresh air. Lily says, well, this doesn't look good, and from what I understand, the police are there now. And they listed a link to Twitter. Unfortunately, Lily can't see the Twitter message, so I'll have to look at that later. I'm assuming you're referring to 1776 Restoration Movement. Good ventilation's always a good thing. HEPA filters help too.
Do they?
Yeah, they can help with the high quality HEPA filters. The ones that have like this fancy filters.
Oh yeah. I guess our dentist got some of that, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't know the specifics. But there's some really good ones.
Yeah, that one is.
Hurts my eyeballs.
Coming into Port Clinton. We'll be going through the gap along the Schuylkill River through Blue Mountain.
There's the sign for it. It says, welcome to Port Clinton. Probably didn't see it on the stream because it's off to the side a little bit.
Yeah, it's pretty dark looking on the stream.
Yeah.
Definitely seems darker on the screen than it does out here.
Yeah. I think partly it's the camera has trouble focusing at night, so. Plus, our eyes are getting a lot more data than the camera. We got our peripheral vision.
Yeah. try to make the left turn up here. Take old Route 61.
On our left up here is the entrance for the Appalachian Trail. If you watch our stream from this morning on our way, we
Right here.
we showed it on the stream earlier. One of the entrances.
It's like going back in time 60 years, the way the highway used to look.
Yeah. Narrow road.
Probably more than 60 years ago. More like 80.
I like the rock wall on here. Oh, sorry, buddy. Didn't see him coming.
Yeah, that is neat.
Yeah, it's really cool.
You're looking forward to getting home, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And relax a little bit. You don't have to be too stressed out now. There's no big event you got to worry about the next day. I
It'll
guess
feel nice to take a nice shower.
the next event is on September 17th.
Constitution Day. It'll be held at Spooky Nook Sports Center in Manheim, Pennsylvania.
It's in Lancaster County.
It's going to be a big grassroots. I guess they're calling it a jamboree or something like that. So all the different groups in PA are going to come together and mingle and work on some planning and strategies for fixing Pennsylvania. Bounce ideas off one another. It's going to be a kid-friendly event, so kids can come for free. Adults can RSVP online on the website, which I will link in the description below later, either tonight or tomorrow. I don't remember it off the top of my head. I think it's in the trunk. I think it's like Grassroots Unite something. But they'll have activities for the kids, which is cool because it's an all-day event. And then, of course, if you want, you can participate in other Spooky Nook options like rock climbing and stuff, but those are additional fees that you'd have to pay out of pocket. But that's cool that they're offering it as an option for the kids. So, because I know how hard it could be as a parent to go to an event and, what are your kids going to do for 5 hours? But yeah, I look forward to live streaming that. They did mention a whole bunch of events today, but I'm going to have to watch the video because I was so worried about the battery packs that I kind of didn't hear all the names and times and stuff, so I don't want to misquote anything. So I'll have to go back and write those down and then share them with y'all in a post.
That'll be our homework, putting all the video content together.
Yeah, that's what we're going to work on tomorrow. Hopefully get it up tomorrow night. Worst case, Monday. I know this, I'm gonna definitely sleep in tomorrow morning. I'm not getting up at 6:30.
No.
No. Not if I can help it.
It's not a bad time to be up in the summer, though.
No, it isn't. It's cool out. I will say that. Much cooler. It is pretty to see the sunrise, too.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you got on the schedule and get used to it, it'd be okay. But we went to bed really late, so that didn't help.
Always too late.
I think I got to bed at 3 in the morning.
Oh.
So I got 3 hours, 20 minutes of sleep.
That's not good.
Yeah. So I'm tracking.
Yeah. Get you home and tuck you into bed.
Yeah.
This turn on the mountain road follows the base of Blue Mountain, heading east from Hamburg. We were just on the outskirts. And I guess you'll continue with any updates on any meetings from the 1776 Restoration Movement.
Yeah, they should have had a few meetings today. They were going to have their officer election or appointees today, and then they said they were going to do 2 meetings. They were going to do a board meeting and then I guess a meeting after that they were going to live stream, so I'll have to catch up on that tomorrow because I'm too bleary-eyed to do it tonight. Be interesting to see how that went, and also to find out if they figured out a new location, because I believe they said they have to have a new location by September 1st, I think. So
Sounds about right.
we'll see. I always recommend people, definitely get involved locally in your communities. Yeah, it's good to work on stuff at the national level, but also get involved locally. It's going to take longer to change the national level, whereas locally you can get involved sooner and, possibly get change a lot sooner in your community. Whether that's school board or county commissioner, mayor, all sorts of options.
It looked like it was going to be clear tonight, but I can't tell.
I see some stars. Yeah. I see some stars. Well, it looks like we're fogging up again.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna just wrap it up, I guess. Thanks to everybody that participated in the live streams today, whether you were part of the morning stream, the streams at the event, or the streams on the way home. We really enjoyed interacting with you all in the chat, meeting those of you that attended in person. It was a fantastic day to meet new friends and exchange information and try to push Pennsylvania in a better direction.
Now we got to get out there and actually do it.
Yep, we've got our call to action, and now it's time to start acting. So we've got a plan. Now we got to start implementing it and trying to get others involved.
The opposition isn't stopping.
Nope, and we can't stop either. So with that, we're gonna sign off. I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their evening. I'll definitely post some updates tomorrow for those wanting to know what's up with the videos from today. And then also I'll try to get the 1776 Restoration Movement stuff updated late tomorrow after some sleep. Good night, Mary. Thanks. We should be home fairly soon, so that'll be nice. It's been a very long day. Thanks for interacting on the stream. It was a lot of fun. All right. Have a good night, guys.